Are you feeling well these days?
I feel tired.
Feel tired?
In the fall of 1951, this woman began seeing a psychiatrist because she had been experiencing frequent and troubling blackouts. She explained to her doctor that the frightening periods of lost time could last from a matter of seconds to several days.
How did you account for the lapse of time?
I thought I had amnesia.
It appeared to be a case of amnesia, but over time her doctor would uncover a devastating and complicated mental illness. Her name is Chris Costner Sizemore. She became the century's first worldwide publicized case of what is commonly known as multiple personality disorder.
Over a period of 46 years, I had a total of 22 different personalities.
Chris has been cured for over 20 years, but still remembers the pain and consequences of her illness.
I was concerned because I had a small child, and the periods of lost time were becoming more frequent. I always knew when it was going to happen because the blackouts were preceded by a severe headache. While in a blackout, I had no memory of what I said or did, and no matter how long the blackout lasted, I felt as though I had only been gone for an instant. Over time, my doctors unraveled what they thought was an extremely rare case of mental illness. That was the existence of separate and distinct personalities in one body at the same time. The personalities began to emerge in my early childhood and eventually fragmented into over 20 separate beings.
All right, to Memoriam.
Each of Chris's alter personalities were remarkably different. Each possessed a distinct tone of voice and facial expression. Some were left-handed, some right-handed. Some were mute, others blind. They each had different styles of handwriting, diverse professional skills, hobbies, and IQ levels. Tastes in food and clothing also varied greatly. They emerged without being summoned and without warning, each one vying for time, space, and attention. Before seeking treatment, Chris was never consciously aware of sharing her body with a rival personality.
I experienced split-second changes of personality, often in mid-sentence. The personalities kept me continually off balance by forcing me to answer for actions I had no memory of committing.
In contrast, several of the personalities produced extraordinary works of art, paintings rendered by someone who had never taken a lesson nor ever held a brush.
There were 7 artists, and they left an extraordinary body of work. It's as though they wanted to leave visual evidence of the pain of multiple personality and the fact of their existence. I worked with several doctors over a period of years, and we eventually began to uncover lost memory, and the doctors determined that severe trauma during my childhood was the primary reason for my illness. At the age of 2, I saw a man taken from a ditch who apparently had drowned. I heard the word death, and then I saw the scene that revolved around that. About 2 weeks later, I saw a man cut in half at a lumber mill. Following that, still in a 3-month time frame, I saw my mother cut her arm very badly. That was just more than a 2-year-old could handle. There's been a lot of progress since I was diagnosed and since my recovery. Before that, multiple personality was a misunderstood illness in the psychiatric community.
We now know that multiple personality disorder is more common than previously thought, and though it has been officially recognized by the American Psychiatric Association since 1980, many different psychologists and psychiatrists describe cases dating back to the 19th century. These included Sigmund Freud in Austria and Morton Prince in the United States. We also understand that multiple personality is a psychiatric disorder in which different identities or personality states take turns being in control of the body. The personalities usually have different names and ages, and usually not all of them understand that they're living in one body. Symptoms include a number of amnesia barriers between the different personalities. These memory barriers are the keys to revealing answers that for now lie hidden away in the mind.